All right, hello. We got 19 viewers right now. Hello, everybody that's already here. Marty, I got you. Hello, Marty. Let me get us up on IG. Just a second. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Good evening. See, we have YouTube going, Facebook. Hello, Marty. I got you here. Marty, I got you as a mod on IG. Hello. I see questions already rolling. Just give us a second to settle in. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Just give us a second so we settle in so everybody knows we're live. Hello. Marty, you can field questions on IG or Facebook, whichever you want to do. Hello, everybody. Ones in the chat if you got audio. Ones or W's. Ones, W's if you have audio. Just make sure everybody can hear everything. Ones in the chat. Make sure everybody's got audio. Okay, I know we got. All right. IG's got me. Do we have audio on YouTube, Facebook? You guys got audio? Anybody on YouTube and Facebook, let me know. Okay, maybe they don't. Let me make sure. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Facebook, YouTube got audio too. So great. Hello. What's up, Shar? How you doing? All right. Hello, everybody. So those who do not know me, introduce myself. My name is Martin Yarbrough. Mostly working on the marketing with Festival C. Also work here at Blue World Travel. It's a pleasure to see everybody joining the stream. Um, to those who cruise with us this year, welcome back. Hope you have had some time to decompress, relax, get back to normal. It's good to see you all. It's good to see everybody. And we're super excited to already get going for 34. 33 was amazing though. Let's take a moment for Festival C33, all the passengers, all the staff members, and just give some love to everybody. Let me get this out of my face. Yeah. Give some love to everybody on Festival C 33, the passengers, everybody. Thank you so much for making it another amazing year. We appreciate everybody that cruised with us. This year was incredible, and we can already tell that it's going to be a very busy day tomorrow. So we're super excited. Yeah, give some love to 33. So it's been great. So we're excited to get going for next year. Yeah, tag all your friends and everybody to let them know that we're live. For any questions, Marty, you can see any questions. Yeah, we do have. So we'll get these questions as we start rolling through. I have a lot of questions I know everybody wants to get to in terms of making your reservation for tomorrow. So I want to make sure we go through those first. But yeah, so we can go through and everything. Yes, we will be on the same ship. I see that. That's an easy question. I'll just throw that out there. But yeah, appreciate everybody tuning in for live. This is our second frequently asked questions. This one's very specific to reservations and bookings as it is tomorrow. All right, so we want to make sure that everybody's on the same page and knows what to expect for tomorrow because we're already getting a lot of calls and we love it. But we want to make sure everybody knows that how to get through your bookings, what to do to reserve, what to prepare for, what to make sure you have. And when we get to the end, we're gonna get some more questions from the audience, from the chat, I guess you should say. But for now, I have a series of questions I'm gonna run through, about 10 or so questions, and I'm gonna try to run through those because I think they will answer a lot of them. So just try to pay attention as best as you can because you might get your question answered. And then if you still have questions at the end, we'll throw some questions in the chat and we'll just kind of go through that. All right. So I will give a heads up to those who are on IG. You're just going to be seeing my face, right? If you are on, looks like Facebook and YouTube, you might be able to get a couple more features because I can show like media. I can show pictures and things and some screenshots that might help understand a little bit. I think you should still be able to get the idea on IG, but if you are someone that's more of a visual learner rather than audio, you might want to hop over to YouTube or Facebook to try to follow along a little bit, but I think you should be good. If not, no worries. Jump on, it'd be good. So without further ado, let's get it going. We're excited, right? Festival C34, July 24th to August 1st, 2026. 8 nights for those who got that first email that said July 26th to August 1st. My bad. I'll take the blame for that. So that was wrong, right? 24th to August 1st, 8 nights. We'll be doing that again. Cozumel, Roatan, Montego Bay, Grand Cayman. It's going to be an amazing trip. It's going to be so much fun. So can't wait to have y'all on board next year. We're getting ready to roll it out. So thank you guys for all the excitement and all the love from last year too. Everybody's even more excited. People who haven't heard of us have been calling us. So we really appreciate you. You're going to keep going to the Festival C website. So all bookings are going to be online. Just remember that all bookings will be online. We do not call us to try to book. We will not be able to help you. The main reason for that is because we need you to sign your terms and conditions when you put your card information, stuff like that in, right? So it's important. So please do not call us to try to do your bookings. Got to make those reservations online, all right? So jumping into that, let's just kind of get to, let's get straight to some of the questions. And let me go to my notes here. Just give me a second. Oh, where did I have that sheet? Give me a second here. All right, well, that's right. Oh, there we go. Captions. Boom. All right. So first question that we had, that was a frequently asked first question. All right. All right. So if you're looking to have a cabin mate, you have a roommate that you want to be reserving with you, right? If you have, I'll be booking with a cabin mate. Can we put in 2 cards, or does one of us have to handle the full deposit? So when you're doing your reservation, you have an option to split those reservations. All right. There's an option to pay the deposit with 2 cards. All right. You can do it by 1, but if you want to do it by 2, you have the option to split that reservation. All right. So you also have the option to receive 1 invoice or 2 separate invoices, right? All right. If both passengers have the same mailing address, meaning maybe your siblings or something of that nature, we recommend just sticking with 1. But if you have different email address, you want to receive different, you want to receive your invoices separately, you want to receive different receipts, that's when we recommend splitting those invoices. Okay. So what you're going to do when you do that, you'll have an option when you're booking. It'll say split reservation. All right. And to do so, what you're going to do when you do that, you'll have the ability to put in 2 cards. All right. To make sure when you're putting in those 2 cards, have all the credit card information ready to go. That's the best way. Try to be all ready, have their card information. If you're going to do it for your roommate, you don't have their card information ready to go, and then put everything in that way. If you want to just take everything on as yourself and get your roommate later, you can do that. We'll split the reservation later. Just be aware that we do have a fee if you need to split your reservation. That comes with some labor work that we have to do in the office. So it's a quick little fee. All right. So don't worry about that. But if you need to, you can do that. If you want to have 2 separate reservations, there's an option to split reservations. Some of you who have gone before know that sometimes if this is your situation where you had a roommate and your roommate was receiving all the correspondence, right? Receiving any updates, newsletters and things like that. That's because your roommate was the lead on the reservation and you were underneath them. Right. And when you are not the lead on the reservation, you don't receive those emails. OK, so you do have the option to split the reservation while you're doing your booking. OK, so just be aware that you do not have to take on the full deposit. But if you would like to, you absolutely can do that. All right. OK, so moving on to question 2. I'm going to try to go through these and just hold on to your questions to the end. And we'll try to get some free questions a little bit easier later. All right. All right. Question 2, y'all like the graphics? So I learned how to do that. I'm just joking. All right. So when I book, is there a seat map for me to choose my cabin on the ship. All right. No. Okay. There is no seat map. All right. What you do is you're going to put your reservation in based on the category you want. And then we're going to receive that reservation here at the office. And then once we receive that reservation and we have everybody's in, we're going to manually place you into the cabins that you want. All right. You can view deck plans of the celebrity on the celebrity website to help you out with your category selection. Essentially, what you're going to do if you have a specific preference, if you want the front of the ship or the back of the ship, side, left or right, whichever you might want with that, you're just going to indicate that in your booking notes. When you put the booking notes in, say, I want the back of the ship, I want to be closer to the elevator, I want to be more in the middle, and we'll do our best to accommodate as we have availability, as the inventory fits, okay? So just go ahead and try that way. That's the best way to do it. You cannot choose your cabin directly because a lot of people also, we do our best to make sure that some people want to be there near their family members, some want to be near some of their friends. So the best way to do that is to just write that into your booking notes and let us know what you have going on, and then we'll do our best to accommodate. All right. So just please indicate that there. All right. So no seat map by the category that you're looking forward to getting, and then put the notes in there if you have someone that might be on board that you want to book near or something of that nature. Okay. All right. Another question 3 that I had come in. Do I add drink and Wi-Fi packaging while I'm booking? All right. No, you do not. Okay. So no, the drinks and the Wi-Fi packaging, all those other onboard services, you will be able to book those at a later time. All right. And the hosting cruise line right now for us, Celebrity Cruises, for 2026, that information and stuff and past pricing and stuff, you can find out what that is if you look into our newsletters. Right. If you check out our newsletter, you'll be able to see information about what the past pricing looked like to get you an idea of what that is. But you do not do your drink and Wi-Fi packaging. That's not something that comes from us, right? That is how the cruise line that we work with, that's how they organize their bookings and their pricing. We do not have anything to do with those pricing. That's how they set everything. We do not control any of that. Now, if you have a suite, right? So that's the S1s and above categories. You do have complimentary premium drink and premium Wi-Fi with that. All right. So that is the only way that drink and Wi-Fi comes with your purchase. But other than that, no, you do not do your drink and Wi-Fi while you're doing the booking. Okay. All right. Question 4. All right. Some of you might have been told that you need to add a group number or a reservation number while doing your booking. How do you do that? It's gonna be really simple. If you were told that you have a group number, that was probably comes from someone who is a group leader. All right. And the group leaders mainly are one of the major jobs that they do and they help with, besides organizing and keep you up to date about what's going on the cruise, giving you information and news. The best thing that the group leaders also do is they help you with your dining situation, right? So later on in the year, your group leader is going to help you get your dining to make sure you're at the right tables and things like that. But they're also just kind of leading you to give you a better information about what's going on in the sailing, and they tend to know the cruise a lot better, right? For more information about the groups, I'll pull this page up real quick. This is the group leader program. If you are interested in information about the group leader, IG, you do not see this right now, but you can watch this back on YouTube and Facebook also. But if you are interested in the group leader program, meaning you think you have a lot of people that want to join you on this cruise and you want to have them underneath you, what you're going to want to do is check out our group leader page. If you go to festivalatc.com /groups, or if you just go to festivalatc.com and then go to the More tab and look for groups, you will find this page that I have up right here. If you do not see it, groups, and you go to that page and you'll find information about the group leader program. Fill out that application, and then we will give you a group number, and people who are booking because you told them about us will be able to be filed under your group. It's only relevant for people who have not cruised with us before. People who have already had group members that have cruised with us before, but they came in under you, kind of disregard this information. I'm talking to people who have not done this before. If you are trying to be a group leader, the main portion of being a group leader is getting passengers who have never sailed with Festival at Sea before, and that's how they can add you into your group. And then as you go further with the group leader program, you'll learn that there are incentives involved in that as well too. So take a look at that, check that out if you're interested in the group leader program. All right. So cool, got that there. And let's keep moving through the questions. All right, question number 5. How soon do I have to add travel insurance, and do I have to use TravelX? So you do not have to purchase travel insurance at the time of the booking. It's not something that needs to be immediate, and there isn't an option while you're booking to do so. However, for people who have pre-existing conditions, you will need to get that booking in somewhere in the 14 to 21 days, depending on the state that you're living in, within the time of your booking. That's just standard protocol for insurance. So therefore, you can call TravelX at 800. I'll put this up on the screen right now. You can call TravelX at 800-228-9792. IG, you're not seeing, but you can just kind of hear me. 800-228-9792. And then there's also a group number associated with our sailing already. All right, we're group number 051094. So if you need travel insurance or want to inquire about it, that's how you can do so. TravelX is our partner. And someone asked, do you need to use TravelX? No, you do not need to. If you want to do an independent, you can absolutely do so. Travel insurance is also available generally up until a week prior, but we also do not recommend you wait that long, because usually if you're waiting that long, you're trying to do something in terms of getting insurance very late, and there's a reason for it, and it's just going to make it a lot more difficult for you to do so. We recommend doing it sooner than later. We don't want to have an issue where you can't go for some reason. We expect everybody to be able to travel with us, but life happens. All right, so just try to be prepared. It's better to be prepared rather than not. Okay, so we just recommend doing it sooner than later. And just also remember, your deposit is non-refundable, and all your subsequent payments after that, your monthly payments, are not refundable as well. So you want to ensure your trip as best as possible. All right, so take care of that, and just do your due diligence there. But no, you do not have to use TravelX, but we recommend it. It's on our site. It makes it a lot easier. They already have our information for our book. Okay. All right, let's move on. Continue. Here was a good question. What is the difference between a V1 and V2 cabins? All right. The difference between cabins, right, within the same category, they tend to be about the location on the ship, or whether it be floor, deck-wise, or just side and location as it is on the actual floor itself, the deck itself. Okay, so these differences are determined by the cruise company, and the pricing associated with them are also determined by the cruise company as well. Factors such as your view, distance from the elevators, obstruction, or the angle of the balcony might be the issue as well. So, for example, sorry, 1 second. For example, V1s are all on deck. V1s on deck 6, 7, 8, and 9 are in this kind of protruding location on the ship that offer kind of more cleaner views of the balcony. The remaining V1s are on deck 9, and those ones on deck 9, which are considered higher or more preferred floors, and they're from the middle to the forward parts of the ship. So that's like the differences between the V1 and V2. All right. You can also take a look at some of the deck plans of the Celebrity Reflection. I'd simply recommend typing in Google Celebrity Reflection deck plan, and you'll be able to pull that up. I'm not sure if it's directly on our website right now to do that, but that's an easy way to figure out deck plans if you need to try to get a real idea of where your spot exactly is. You can see it that specifically. All right, so running through just a few more of these questions I know that wanted to be asked, and then we'll get to the questions within chat as well. Okay. Can I call to make my reservation? Please do not call. You cannot. We cannot put your reservation in for you, okay? We only accept online reservations. Can't make them by the phone. If your reservation was confirmed, but you think you might have made an error, it's okay, right? You typed your name in wrong or whatever it might be. It's all right. Take some time. Give us some time to the week. Call us back, and then we'll go ahead and make that free of charge to make some of those changes. All right. But please do not call to make the reservation. We know people will kind of call us anyway, and we get it. But the less calls we have, the better the better we'll be able to operate here. So we really appreciate you just taking your time, going in and making that online reservation for us. It'll make it a lot easier. Okay. Um, and then also the other reason is because when you're doing, we need to get those online reservations because you're agreeing to the terms and conditions and us being able to process your payment. Okay. And we want to make sure you're aware of everything that goes into the cruise ship. It's important to us. Okay. So just go ahead and do that online. It'll make it a lot easier. www.festivalc.com with the /FAS 34, or just go to festivalc.com, click the Festival C34 tab, scroll on the way down, and you'll find that booking page. All right. Another question, move on. How do I, oh yeah. What if I get through my reservation? So say you get through your reservation, but you receive an error that your category is sold out. So this could be a possibility if you're getting down to the wire where some of the cabins are starting to fly off the shelf a little bit quicker. And this is definitely new. When so many people are reserving at the same time, this may occasionally happen. The first thing you want to do is start over and choose another category. You want to jump in. This is why we advise that you show up to your booking, to your reservation with at least 2 or 3 categories in mind that you'll be willing to try to get. All right. So inventory is set to reduce each time that a person hits a submit button, right? Once it's gone, it is possible the category can sell out before your form disables, right? So you might be competing if you're getting down to the very end of the bookings with all the categories we have, the last of the inventory, there might be 2 or 3 of you trying to get for something, and it might be just one that ends up getting it. The other one, unfortunately, gets an error at the end that the category is sold out. Just go right back, try to jump in there and get another reservation in. If you have to end up booking that alternative cabin that you didn't necessarily want, what we're recommending you do is please just indicate that in the booking notes that you maybe wanted to go up or you wanted to go down, and just indicate that, and we'll do our best to accommodate and try to let you know when that comes available. Or if you really want to, you just jump right on the wait list, and then we'll probably contact you at a later date. Give us a couple weeks or maybe a month or so. Who knows, right? Just give us a little bit of time for the wait list situation. But if you can still get another reservation in, just let us know in the notes that maybe you wanted to go up or you wanted to go down, and we'll do our best to accommodate when we see so. When we see your information, okay? But that'd be the best thing to do with your reservations. And everything's moving a lot faster now with the reservations. We really appreciate the love, especially all the past cruisers who have been sharing about Festival C for the last few years, because we've gotten a lot more attention, and we appreciate it. We're just going to do our best to keep moving efficiently here so we can accommodate things like that. So there is no timer like a hold or placehold with your reservation. But for now, this is the way it works. If you don't get it, just kind of move through as quick as you can. Just have those other categories in mind, and you should be able to get something. All right. We are off the clock now. Please stop calling. All right. Okay. Kev's on the clock, so call. All right. Kev might pick up for you. How do I guarantee 2 beds was another question. All cabins come with 2 beds. All right. So all cabins are going to have 2 beds in them. They can either be put together or they can be separated. All right. So don't have to worry about when you're doing your reservation saying I want a double, I want a king bed or something. All cabins, a standard, we kind of vary for our reasons, but we start them off with 2 beds. And then if you get to your room when we get on board the ship, and it's not what you want, they can move them together or they can separate them. It's very easy to do so. All right. So it won't be an issue. They'll do that like the same night. It won't be that much of a difference. So if you have that issue, all right, that's all right. Um, cool. So guaranteeing two beds. All right. Let's move forward. Payment process question 10. What is the payment process, and can I be set up for automatic payment? So when you book your cabin, you will have the ability to select to be on auto payment if you want to. Um, if you don't want to do that, that's not a problem. Just be aware that you need to keep up with your monthly payments by the terms and conditions. All right. And that's not a problem. You can do auto, or you can just kind of pay by the invoice, right? What will happen is you'll get an invoice statement to the email that you sent to us, and then there's a pay now option at the top. You're gonna click that, put in your information, we'll get your card there, and then you can do your payments that way every time if you want to. And then we won't have to call you and ask to keep up with your payments, or you can automatically just go ahead and set up on auto and be good to go. All right. So more, just also some more about our pricing. So our pricing right now, if you view our price list online, so I'll pull up just this booking page for those who are following along on Facebook and YouTube. So when you're viewing our pricing online, what you'll see in the price category is listed as the base price of the cabin. You want to also include that this is a singular price, and these all rates are double occupancy. Okay, so essentially you're gonna at least gonna have to double this price for two people, or if you're single, it's gonna be double this price to get the whole cabin. Okay, all right. And so with that, you also want to make sure to include your taxes and fees, which are listed on the website as well below. Your taxes are priced at $225 per person for your port charges, which are also included in that price as well. And then your prepaid gratuities are going to be $144 to $184 per person, depending on the category that you book. All right. And these are mandatory prepaid gratuities that we already submit, and they're mandatory for charters. Okay. We have to do this. Okay. So that's going to be the total with your pricing when you're so just be aware of that when you're looking at your looking at the booking sheet and looking at the categories you're interested in. Okay. All right. And I think that was the final of the questions. I wanted to just also make one other note regarding emails. Okay. So a lot of times people will call us or let us know that they didn't receive an email. I'm not sure if I'm on your mailing list. I'm not getting the invoices. I'm not getting this or that. Please be sure to check your spam folders, check your promotions folders, check your offers folders. We are a company, and I think a lot of the email servers use their AI or whatever technology to read this. And as a company, we kind of sometimes get filed directly into those inboxes. Okay, so be aware to just maybe add our names as a contact or save our names as a contact. Your emails are going to come from FAS@blueworldtravel.com. All right, so be sure to just file the names, file our email in there, save our email, our contact, just to be sure that you're getting our email correspondence, because we don't remove anybody from emails. So unless you moved us to your spam folder, everything's going to get through to you. Okay, so just be sure about that. Especially if you received emails from us in the past and aren't receiving them anymore, that could be what the issue is. All right. So I think that would be, those are the majority of the questions I know I saw. And then, I think we can go now to some of the questions in the chat. Marty, if there were some, you can let me know, and we can go ahead and move to a little more informal question and answer. But hopefully I got some of those questions out the way, helped you with some. But if you have more, feel free to go ahead and ask any more. And you can go ahead and go. So thank you all for tuning in for the Q&A. I'm going to go through and read some of the chat questions now, and let's see what I have coming in. FAQ. Cruise is not all inclusive. So yeah, this isn't a all in, this is not an all inclusive cruise, right? So we do not, meaning the drinks and the Wi-Fi, like your premium drinks at the bar, right, are not included, or like Wi-Fi is not included. Some of those luxury brand cruises will have those things included. For example, we do our Friends of Festival C program. We tend to do sailings that are on more inclusive types of things. So you'll have like your tours included, and yeah, like your drinks and your Wi-Fi and everything else. Sometimes you even get a stipend. So those are different. This is a situation where you do have your dining, right? So you have your general dinings included. There's food in the cafe pretty much all the time. You have your like iced tea and water and juices that are available, but anything like sodas or bar drinks or liquor, all that stuff, you do have to purchase. So in terms of saying it's not all inclusive, that's what we mean. But yeah, you can absolutely get on this cruise if you don't drink and you don't feel like getting like specialty dining or things like that. You can not have to pay for those things. If you can disconnect and not be on Wi-Fi, you do not have to pay for Wi-Fi. So, but that's what we mean by not. This is not all inclusive. All right. Let's see. Any other questions? The difference between balconies, I answered that. Let's go forward. But yeah, I'm just checking through to see if there are any other questions I came through. So you can go ahead. How much is the split charge? There is no split. There is no charge for. Oh, well, actually though. So there is no charge for separating your payments if you do it when you start, right? If you do it when you start your reservation, there is no charge for splitting your payments. Now, I believe I don't want to say that. So let me say that the charge does go to $50 per split reservation. 100? Is it 50? I'm not sure. I forgot. It is in terms and conditions. It's either 50 or 100 to split a reservation. Okay. It's in the terms and conditions, so don't quote me exactly on the 50. That does not work. You cannot say Martin said on FAQ that it's 50. That does not work. It's in the terms and conditions. Okay. There is a price for splitting your reservation after you do your booking. If we have to split it later. Okay. So just be aware of that. That's why it's best to do it. It isn't a ridiculous kind of like $1,000 something like that. It's not like that. Okay. But if you have to split your reservation later, that is the situation. How much alcohol? You want to probably check out the other FAQ, but you can bring a bottle of champagne and a bottle of wine, and you can carry on bottles of water, like a 12 at a time, I think, or something like that. How do you book VIP for shows? VIP comes with, that's a great question. Let's go to, so I'll bring up this suites. This page is not up yet, but this is something that I was kind of working on the side just to give some more information about the suites. IG, sorry you can't see this, but again, you can watch the replay. Let's see, where was that question? How do you book VIP for shows? So the Festival C experience, you can get that essentially kind of upgraded. All right, the Festival C experience you can upgrade. So for example, the concierge level, the concierge cabins, you are guaranteed to get a deck 9 or higher. You get one sparkling bottle of wine upon request, and you get a complimentary continental breakfast to your room upon request. You have some options for like pastries and like coffees and teas in the morning, and then you get daily delights like strawberries with chocolate, like macaroons and things like that. And then you have like an elevated butler service with the concierge cabins. Those are the C1s and 2s, right? Then you have your aqua. So now we're talking about VIP for shows and passes, this is the first level. If you book an aqua cabin, you can get early entry into all of the Festival C concerts, right? So you have aqua passes, and there's select seating areas for aqua passengers to be able to go. You also get the sparkling bottles of wine requests, and in aqua you also have exclusive dining at Blue Restaurant. So nobody else will be, unless you're an aqua guest, you'll be in Blue Restaurant. It's a more limited dining service, get more attention and more attention for your table and your service there. But then that's where you get your early entry into the theater shows and that's where we get the VIP. And then now, as you move forward, the suites, right, S1s and above, right, this is where you get your premium Wi-Fi, as I mentioned, premium Wi-Fi and drink packages per guest within the cabin, and then premium premier passes for early entry for all the suite. All right, so you have premier. I think there's also as well a premier section in the showrooms that are available for those theater concerts that we have. All right, and then signature and royal penthouse complimentary laundry service are included in that. Premium butler service. You get a personalized mini bar, complimentary specialty dining access as well. All right, so that's some of the things that come with the suite in regards to VIP for shows or whichever it is. It's not VIP per se, it's just Premier, and then you get access, easy access to the show. All right. Let's blow this up just a little bit so you can see more. There. Let me go through some more questions. I saw a lot of mobile scooters. If someone needs a mobile scooter, yeah. Okay, that's a good question. So someone asked a question on IG about scooters, and I also saw some questions about wheelchair assistance or special needs. You're going to want to put that into your reservation. Doesn't have to be immediately, but I would recommend it be immediate, just so we know. But while you, through the course of the year, while you're making your payments, make sure you let us know at some time that you need wheelchair assistance so that we can submit that request over to Celebrity. Please do not do that yourself. Please let us know because there can be some miscorrespondence. If you contact Celebrity, they're going to, like, you call their customer service, they kind of do their due diligence themselves, and they're not really aware sometimes about this is a charter and some things will get misconnected. We had that happen last year. So I'm just mentioning this. Be sure to just let us know if you need wheelchair assistance, if you need a scooter or something like that. Please send that request over to us so we can pass that on. All right. Okay. What's that? Scooter. For the electric scooters. Mm-hmm. Okay. So wheelchair assistance at the pier only, right? So the pier service, and then scoot around. They have to submit it at scoot around. This is okay.
They would call scoot around. That's later on. They would call scoot around to do that. That would be later in the booking process, in the payment process.
Later on in your payments, you'll have the ability, if you need a scooter on board, later on down the reservation, you'll be able to request from Scoot Around for your electric scooter should you need one. All right. Okay. Oh, that's a good question there. What if I have not identified my bunk mate? Can I add them later? Yeah. So if you have not, if you don't know who you want to, who's going to room with you yet, but you know you want to go, you know you'll bring somebody. What you'll do is put a TBA, right? Put TBA to be announced for your roommate situation. All right. Put TBA to be announced, and then you can add your roommate in later. It will be a fee for the change, but just let us know that excuse me, no fee for that. The TBA does not have a fee that comes along because you're letting us know, but just put a TBA, no fee associated with that. However, if you do a single and are changing to, there can be a fee associated with that. But if you know that you're gonna have a roommate later on, put TBA in that second roommate option, so that way you're aware and we can change the name later. All right. Okay. So that's the way to do that. No fee associated when you put a TBA. That lets us know that you will be bringing a roommate. Okay. Okay. Let me see any other questions are in here. Why does it say reserve right now? Yeah. So if you go to the website right now and look at the booking page, you might see that it says reserve. If you click that, it's not going to take you anywhere. It will tell you that it's open tomorrow. So you can click it if you want to. The ones that are listed as sold out are just ones that sold out. A lot of those are just limited cabins. They might, like the penthouses, there's one penthouse. So someone has already reserved the penthouse. So there aren't, that's just how that is. I see questions about 3 people to a room. So I want to address this. So it is a double occupancy situation we operate with 2 adults to a cabin. Okay, that's the way that we like to run our cruise. We do double occupancy, 2 adults to a cabin, but we do allow minors. If you have your kids that you want to bring on board, they can be the third or the fourth if your room does allow. All right, if your room does allow a third or a fourth, you can have that. We don't operate. We avoid 3 adults to a cabin because we like to keep the showroom with enough space for everybody to sit in. The more people that we add, the less room you have in the showroom, and there's going to be people standing up, and we really don't want that. Okay, so 2 adults to a cabin. Minors under the age of 18 can be the thirds and the fourths. All right, and there's a different price associated with that. You can see that in the taxes and fees section on our website. It tells you how much that price will be. All right, but minors underneath the age of 18 can be the thirds and fourths. 2 adults to the cabins. Most rooms do have um, most rooms do have 2 adults, and they have a third or a fourth. Most categories, I should say, not rooms, but most categories. I believe all the categories have the option, but not every room has it. Okay. So the aquas only have twos, right? The aquas don't have threes, so the aquas only have two. The aquas are the only ones. All right, but every other one, there's a variant within there that has a 3 or a 4. So if you are looking to have a third or a fourth, let us know. Indicate that in your notes, and then we'll just try to make sure to be aware and give you some space for that in your room. If you're thinking you want to have your kids come, let us know. Try to accommodate with that cabin so you can bring them on later on. Or bring them on later. Okay. Yeah, 2 adults, 2 minors. Okay. Um, No, we do not know who the entertainment is going to be. The entertainment, we will let you know later. If you check out our newsletters, right? Check out our newsletters. You can see when we tend to announce the entertainment. I can tell you it tends to be around the spring, the late winter. We might give you one. But yeah, we announce the entertainment later. But we'll set out a poll from those who just joined us on the last sailing and some of the cruisers to see who you guys are interested in having, and we'll do our best to inquire. All right, we'll check out. Okay. Let's see. Can a person sail with a birth certificate, and a real ID? These are more like questions for when we get closer to the cruise, which we will answer. But just saw it, so I'm answering it. All right. Okay. Any other questions I maybe did not get to? I'm looking through chat now, so if you have a question that I didn't see, just go ahead and throw it up there. Mandatory gratuity per day. Their gratuities are already priced in. So with that taxes and gratuities, they're priced in. There are no extra gratuities that are coming. You can give gratuity. You do have gratuity charges for like if you buy a drink. That is not gratuity. That is already prepaid. The prepaid gratuities are like your cabin stewards, your waits, your service staff. Okay, so that's what your prepaid gratuity is. But if you have but there is no additional gratuity that's coming in. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. That pricing. So that price on that's listed on the website. Make sure you're adding the taxes and the gratuities to that. Um, that's where you see it all reflected. Okay. What's the best way to secure your cabin? The best way to secure your cabin is just to be very, very ready at 10 a.m. tomorrow Pacific time. Have everything you need. Um, if you have an idea of what cabin you want, I say think one cabin up and then also think one cabin down just to be sure, right? Just to be ready. And then I'm seeing some more questions. I'll hold for a second, but I'm answering this one. Be sure to be ready with those cabins. The one you get, try to get that. Be sure if you get it, you're good. Have your full name, legal name as it appears on your birth certificate. Have all that together, and then you should be good. Should be good. Have your card information ready to go, and you just follow through. All you need to do is pay your deposit. It's not the full payment all at once. Just put your deposit in there, and that should be good. And if you don't get, if that one cabin you had in mind isn't there, go up or go down one to try to just already be prepared in your mind that you might need to get something else just in case, okay? Just to confirm, there are options for single occupancy cabins. So no, there is no way to avoid paying the double. If you are trying to book a cabin by yourself, you have to pay double occupancy rate. Okay, you just have to pay for that. You will avoid the secondary gratuity. Yeah, tax. The second tax, right? That's the price that you don't pay because you don't have two people. Okay, so that's no. If you're trying to book single, there is a single rate, and it's just without the second tax that would have been there for the second person. Okay, I'm reading these questions. So if I'm not sure, yeah, if you are booking, if you go in to book by yourself, if you're going in there to book by yourself without a second person, you are going to have to pay that single occupancy deposit, right? So you can't book a single for only the 400 rate. You're going to end up, for example, for the only the 400 rate, you're going to have to do the 800. If you can't do just 350, it'll be the 700, and so on and so forth. Okay, so there's no way to book a single without paying for the entirety of that cabin as a deposit. All right. And also maintaining, you have to pay that monthly fee as well. And then also remember, non-refundable on those deposits, okay? And payments. What do you suggest new sailors when trying to secure a cabin? That was yeah, I gave you that suggestion there. If it says this category is sold out, can I just change category field, or do you have to start from scratch? You'll have to, yeah, you will have to go back out. If you get all the way through that, I know that's it's not fun, but if you get all the way through and for whatever reason, maybe you're just kind of like on the edge and there's only two more spaces left and someone gets in there before you and another person or whatever, and you can't get through to that cabin, that category, yes, you will have to jump back out. And you'll have to just go to another category and see what's available left. All right. Let me check through here some of these. How soon will you let us know about our cabin selection? You'll get a notification email that we received your reservation. You'll get an email that we received your reservation. Mm-hmm. What's up? I don't see any. If you see any questions that I haven't added, just please let me know. I'm checking out right now. Did you say each person can bring 12 or yeah, you can bring a case of water. You have to carry it on. Don't do it. Just bring a canteen and just fill up water. It's so much easier. I'm just saying. I'm just me personally. But if you really yeah, you can if you want to bring a case of water, you can. But yeah. One last time, is taxes and gratuity included or do we add it to the cap? So they're included in the price, but when you're reading the price list on the website, it's not in that price, right? What it says for the category price, that is not in the cabin price, but you can see taxes and gratuities listed below. It tells you what the fees are. That's what you need to add into it. All right. That's what you need to add into it. Okay. I think um I think that's it. I think you covered this. If you have a TBA and your roommate, do we put down yes, if you TBA, yeah, you will put down a deposit for the TBA. Same thing as a single, because we're just yeah, same thing. Same thing. All right. So you put down a deposit for both. I agree. Hey, everybody, pin showers to the chat. I agree. All right. Okay. I think all the questions. Are we good? Maybe ones in the chat if I answered your question today. Ones, give me some ones if I answered your question. Yes, you need a passport. You need a passport or birth certificate and real ID to travel. Yeah, because we are going out of the country. All right. If I answered your question or if you feel you have what you I absolutely recommend passport. It's just you have a lot of time to get a passport right now too. All right. So all right. If you have your questions answered, you feel good. That's all right. Thank you. Okay. Ones. Thank you. Love to see it. IG. Thank you so much. Okay. Oh, did I pause? Oh, I think I paused it with the hand gesture. That's dope. Okay. I think we're good. Pre-cruise information will come later. Pre-cruise information, hotel bookings, that will come later. Okay. We'll get all that later for you. So don't worry. It will be at the Marriott. We'll let you know, but it'll come out later. Okay. What's the question, Jeanette? What's the question, Jeanette? Said I didn't. She said I didn't answer that. What was your question before I get up out of here? It's not adult only. Is for family. Yeah, family is good. Jeanette, you said I didn't answer your question. I'll give you a minute to type it in. But no, this is a cruise for the family. Absolutely. From kids to 1 to 92, as my man Donnie said. Right? Excuse me, Nat. Excuse me, as Nat said. I got my Christmas mixed up for a second. Okay, the pre-cruise. Okay, Jeanette, you got your question. All right. Yep. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. So recapping, you're gonna book. You do single. If you're booking for someone else, have the cards ready. You can split the reservation so you can get separate invoices. Have those emails ready to go. If you have a specific area of the deck that you're interested or you know about that you want, let us know. If you want the front of the ship, the back of the ship, side, left, right, whichever, put that in the notes. All right. And that is good. Um, Information about CPAP. You just got to let us know ahead of time. You just got to let us know about CPAP. Okay. Um, okay. And Jeanette, the pre-cruise information will come. Okay. All right. July 24th to August 1st, next year, 2026. Tomorrow we open up August 12th. August 12th, 10 a.m. I know y'all be at your laptops, your computers, whatever, waiting to go. 10 a.m., 1 p.m. Eastern. We'll keep you informed about everything. Everything will go orderly. We'll let you know how things are going with the sales. If anything's sold out, it'll be updated immediately as you're booking. Okay. How much is the deposit for minors? That is indicated in the price, taxes and fees, Therese. I don't have the price on the top of my head, but it's indicated on that website. It's there. It's there at the bottom. Just go ahead and read that there. It's there. All right. I think we're good. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. This is awesome. I hope we answered your questions. If I did not get your question, send an email to FAS at blueworldtravel.com. Send your question in. We'll try to get to you in the morning, okay? What he said. Okay. Love y'all. Thank you, family. See y'all later. Thank you so much for making this amazing. Appreciate y'all. See y'all. Stay tuned.